Hi, Sifu Nathan back with another fundamental. This one is our high horse stance, or also sometimes referred to as an iron shirt stance, because we use this stance in some of our iron shirt qigong, where we pack energy into our body. We can also meditate in this position. Some of the positions we have for those we explain in some of the qigong videos in the meditation online learning section of our website. So, iron shirt stance. We use the same measurements that we use in all of our stances for Kung Fu. There are specific proportions of the body which allow you, whether you're a child, a teen, or an adult, to measure your stance so that it's correct for you. So make sure when you're doing all of your stances, you're measuring them for your body size and your your body. So my stance could be thinner or wider than yours, or a different shape depending on the body type and the size of your feet, the size of your legs, your height, etc. So high horse stance, we measure the same way as we did the low horse, by doing the toes out at 45 and then the heels out at 45. Where it differs is the low horse we would do 45 again and then straighten. Now we've done two 45s, toes and heels. Now we straighten our feet. Boom. And that is our high horse width. And now I'll show you another way that you can measure it, which is super tricky. Don't try this if you have bad knees. I'm going to turn on the ball of this foot and I'm going to sink down. I'm going to show you that now the width is the exact same as the length of my shin again. Boom. Kung Fu magic right there. You see that? So this width again is proportionate to my body size, the length I should say of my shin. So the next structure I want you to see in the high horse stance is the bending of the knees and the knees pushing outwards. The actual shins rotate out slightly and you'll feel tension in the knees. And as you rotate the shins out, you'll feel your feet grip into the ground, stick right into the ground like you're growing roots down into the earth. From the side, that looks a little bit like this. So I bend my knees out. I don't want them to go right out over the toes. I want them to be above the toes. Then you might see that I have an arch in my back, because this is the normal curvature of the back. I want to remove that so that my structure is awesome. So I'm going to sit down on a bench that's not there. So what that does is it creates a lap here, and I sit down on that. So that flattens out the lower back. Then I lift from the crown so that I have a straight line down my spine into the sacrum and the coccyx. That is the basic structure for our iron shirt or our high horse stance. Now, some people will lean forward here, some people will lean back, some people will have a bit of a duck bottom. We want to try and find that right position. You can use a wall to stand against to do this stance, to try and get that as flat as you can. Now, the other thing that people try and do when they're doing this stance is to roll their hips under to try and get this flat. So instead of sitting down on a bench that's not there, they'll try and get that curve out by rotating the pelvis under, by like doing a pelvic thrust. That's no good, because that creates a bad structure that you can't deliver or receive force through. We'll show you another video of that in our Sifu section. But for now, just make sure, bend the knees out, sink down and sit down, but don't sit. You're standing but sitting. Conundrum, huh? So lifting from the crown, you want to feel as strong as a mountain when you're standing in your iron shirt stance. Okay, give that a practice, work on your fundamental stances. It'll improve not only your structure, it'll also improve all of your Kung Fu. I also have another video up in the Sifu Says section that talks about the meridian system of the body, how our tendon Nigong and how our stances help the flow of qi or energy through our meridian system. So check that video out.